Hey there, and welcome back to the HQ. Today, we are going to be reacting to Detective Pikachu, the movie we all forgot existed, by Pointless Hub. Now, I remember seeing this movie in theaters and seeing it maybe one more time online, like on a streaming service or something, or whatever, after it came out. So, I don't remember a whole lot of the details of the movie myself. I have like the broad strokes and like the scenes that stick out to me the most in my head, but outside of that, I don't remember a whole lot, which I guess kind of valid considering the title of this video. So I do love Pointless Hub's takes whenever it comes to movies and how he approaches them. So let's just jump right in and see what he has to say about Detective Pikachu.
This video is sponsored by War Thunder.
A lot of people play War Thunder. Oh my god, Poke Floats.
I am 30 years old.
Me too.
And so is Pokemon.
Oh my
That's
god.
Right. As of 20...
Pokemon is 30 years old. I'm going to be 31 this year. God, I turned 31 in November. God damn, I don't like to think about that. I feel old.
2026, the Pokemon franchise has existed for 3 whole decades.
Jeez.
And since I was a kid during the whole Pokemania thing, I never really had a chance. Before I was a fan of Transformers, or Halo, or hell, even Mario.
I love all 3 of those too. I mostly just like the novelty of Transformers. I watched the old show and the old cartoon movie, and they like the old movie. And I watched some Transformers Prime, and I watched all the Bay movies as they got progressively worse. And I love Transformers 1, but I know the most about Halo out of those. Like, I've got some more videos going up on my YouTube, which will probably be after this one in the pipeline, actually. But at the time of recording, they go up in a couple of weeks based off of the amount of stuff I have recorded. And also the fact that I'm currently 5 seasons deep into Red vs. Blue at the time of recording. And I know everything there is to know about Halo. I have played all the games. I've read all the books. I've seen all the animated series junk. The only thing I haven't done is seen the TV show because I actually respect myself. But yeah.
There was Pokemon. This was the very first thing I was ever obsessed with.
Oh my god, the bus commercial.
At first, I just knew the anime.
Oh, it's messed up.
4-year-old me watched The Great Race and Pikachu Party like 300 times on VHS. It wasn't until later that I got a Game Boy Advance. Got Pokemon Emerald. Why am I saying all this? Who cares? Well, ever since I was a kid, I wondered what it would be like if there was a live-action Pokemon movie.
Of course.
Yes, really. I remember being 12 years old and imagining Pokemon getting the same treatment as Bayformers.
Not Bayformers specifically. Oh, that is a horrible fate. Imagine if we got like a Michael Bay Pokemon. Oh, I'm terrified. Oh no.
Like Palkia and Dialga destroying cities or something.
That would be...
Oh my god, that's so embarrassing to say out loud. And the thing is, even though I have moved away from that wish, I still always had it in the back of my mind how this whole live-action thing could even work. And then in 2018, we got our answer. What if Pikachu was Ryan Reynolds? Also, he's a detective.
Yeah.
Or I will electrocute you.
Detective Pikachu. Oh boy. I remember when the internet was going crazy over the initial trailer. Now it's been years. 7 years, in fact.
Oh
my
I'm
god.
old.
And I haven't seen anyone bring up this movie in ages. Neb on Twitter posted this one GIF, and it was the most relevant this movie had been in almost a decade.
Guy's adorable.
You're adorable. They can't understand me, kid.
It's kind of surreal looking back on now. A live-action Pokemon movie came out, and then just nothing happened.
Yeah, imagine if they made like a whole movie verse about Pokemon like this. Like, the Pokemon look so good in the movie, honestly, but they never did anything about it again. And like, that sucks. I wish they did more like this.
I expected this was the start of something big, but there wasn't even a sequel.
Like,
Bayformers was able to milk it for 7
they did
movies.
all of this.
This only got 1. I never see...
They did like all of that like live test like of like the walk cycles and the animations for these Pokemon, and they never did anything with them again. That is the biggest shame.
Anyone bring it up. There are no moments ever posted, no cultural
like beatboxing
Loudrits
even within and stuff
the
like
Western
that.
Pokemon
like,
fan
very
base,
interesting,
like wild,
unique takes
right?
for
like,
Pokemon.
People get latched onto anything in this franchise. Cards, games, the anime, but nobody latched onto the big budget movie. It just faded away. I find that fascinating.
Yeah,
the movie
it's crazy.
That Kid Me dreamed about technically came out, and I often forget that it exists.
And secondly,
yeah.
get me the hell out of here.
Honestly, I think I can probably tell you why. It's because it's like a year later. At least I think it was a year later. I'm pretty sure Sonic came. Yeah, Sonic came out in February 2020. I'm pretty sure it was. I think it was February 2020. I gotta actually look that up real quick. When did Sonic 1 movie come out? Yeah, February 12th, 2020. So, not long after this movie came out, we had another live-action video game adaptation. This kind of took the world by storm and got multiple sequels, a TV series, and now has 3 different movie projects currently in the pipeline. So we have Sonic 4 coming out, an unrelated, like another like Sonic universe movie, which is probably going to be a Shadow the Hedgehog movie, and a third live-action Sonic thing currently in the work at Paramount. So that's probably why. It's because it got overshadowed by Sonic.
Okay, so Pokemon fight each other. These silly creatures knock each other's health down, then they get revived.
Yep,
cool.
That's
As
the basic gist of
lifelong
Pokemon.
Pokemon fan, I get it. It's very annoying when people overthink that. Like, this is just a video game mechanic. When
Yeah,
Red
pretty
and
much.
Blue released, the games looked like this.
Oh,
in the lore of
I still have my old Game Boy. I still have like a Game Boy Pocket and a copy of Pokemon Blue. Oh, I have a copy of Pokemon Red as well, but unfortunately it doesn't work anymore. And it's not a matter of the internal battery not working, it's just it doesn't work anymore. Like the cartridge is fried. And I do have a copy of Pokemon Blue that as recent, I think it's 2019, I replaced the internal battery for it. So, it is still a good cartridge and I can still play it. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have played and beaten it fairly recently, and I have like a full team as like God, I think my team was like Venusaur, Wigglytuff. I did the bridge glitch to get Mew. Like, I had a pretty baller team.
Pokemon fighting is kind of like MMA. It's a sport or something.
Yeah.
Fighting does hurt, sure, but Pokemon are resilient, and they heal fast. It's one of those things that if you've grown up on Pokemon, you just get it. But there are people that didn't grow up with Pokemon, and they interpreted the whole fighting thing in a much different way. Obviously, Pokemon fighting is not like the other type of fighting, and even suggesting that it might be is one of those eye-rolling discussions you've heard time and time again.
Yeah, anytime PETA gets like up in arms about Pokemon, I'm just like, bruh. It's so dumb. It's like, PETA only does it because they're slowly becoming more irrelevant and have to find ways to make themselves look like the bastions of the animal freedom by attacking Nintendo games.
I get it. But at the same time, how do you translate this into an actual show? The original Pokemon anime solved this problem pretty well. Go back and watch the Kanto series. It's just a comedy.
All
Pretty
right,
much.
Magikarp, let's escape.
Oh, the sinking of the SS Anne.
This is a stupid
Just hold on that shot.
People. Everyone gets hurt all the time. Ash gets electrocuted. Someone always gets bonked. Team Rocket fucking dies.
Every
Half
episode.
the time, this is just some Looney Tunes shit. Pokemon fights themselves
Yeah,
are
pretty
lighthearted,
much.
energetic, and limited in animation. If Pikachu gets clobbered, it's illustrated with a bunch of lines moving. Impact frames sell the connection, but we rarely see it.
You know, that is until like until you get like to Sinnoh or Unova and Kalos specifically, where they get really nutty with it. Especially that fucking fight between Ash Greninja and Mega Charizard X in the finale of Kalos. That was nutty.
It's a very good way of displaying cartoon violence with what is essentially animals. It really works. And
oh, the
really
pussy ass
Paris.
I forgot about
away
that.
From that, because otherwise.
Oh my god.
I remember when there was this whole hullabaloo when Detective Pikachu was first announced. The question going around was, why Detective Pikachu? There were rumors of a supposed live-action red and blue film, which I must admit sounds
That'd
pretty
be funny.
Cool. Maybe not a literal red and blue story. We had that in Pokemon Origins, and it was just boring as sin. But my point here is that the fans wanted a live-action movie focused on
Charmander
a
screeching.
Probably not Ash, but somebody doing trainery things. It's a cool idea. It is so cool that it's something the Pokemon Company will literally never do.
Yeah. The Pokemon Company, unfortunately, are more just going to stick to what is the tried and true method of making $1 gazillion. And that's just making the same game that they've been making for the past 30 years with very little deviation, and not doing a whole lot as far as quality control goes. Yeah, pretty much. Except for the side games. I love Mystery Dungeon. I cannot wait for Pokopia. I'm getting that. That's a day one.
I'm sorry. For one, Pokemon is a brand. A very well-protected brand.
Yeah.
And this is a brand that is very careful about how Pokemon are utilized. If anything else...
Are they? Are they that careful? Because it seems like third parties care more about how their Pokemon games are presented than Game Freak does. Because if that was the case, like, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet wouldn't have come out looking like absolute disaster.
Side of the anime is made, it's stuff like Pokemon Concierge, where all the plushies sit around to look cute and marketable. Now, imagine pitching the Pokemon Company this movie idea. Let's have a live-action movie where the plot is just all these CGI creatures fighting each other. How do you do this without things becoming unsettling? Well, here's what you do.
Just keep cutting to that.
Nothing. There is no way to do a live-action Pokemon movie where they're just constantly fighting each other, at least within the constraints of the Pokemon brand. Sadly, my 11-year-old dream of Bayformers Pokemon will never happen. Rest in peace. If they're ever gonna...
I mean, you could if you really tried. Like, but at the same time, with the way the Pokemon and the general world and story is structured, I just don't really see a feasible way of actually doing a Pokemon story without, like, just making it entirely unrelated to, like, the Gym Challenge and the Pokemon League and stuff like that. If you do it, like, more like the Pokemon movies, the anime movies, where it's more self-contained stories rather than that, which is why I feel like basing it off Detective Pikachu, one of the spin-off games for the 3DS, was a much smarter idea.
To do a live-action Pokemon movie, it was always gonna be a story which had as little Pokemon fighting as possible, which is why we got Detective Pikachu.
Well, there's no such thing as daddy issues without daddy.
Now, I really don't know if this was truly the rationale. I am a YouTuber just talking out of my ass, but at the same time,
yeah, it do be like that.
It is impossible finding anyone's real thoughts on the creative process behind this movie. The writers are clearly terrified in all of the interviews, like Nintendo has a sniper prone and ready. Yeah, I'm sure working with Nintendo was just all sunshine and daisies.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
the best
sure.
peek behind the curtain we even get is in the Art of Making Detective Pikachu book, where CEO of the Pokemon Company, Tsunekazu Ishihara, gave his thoughts on the movie's development.
Ishikara from the Pokemon Company.
Some executives at Legendary were really stupid. Like, they wanted to have a movie where a kid has superpowers and teams up with Pokemon. Oh my god. Maybe sometimes having the Nintendo Sniper is good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you don't let executives just simply take your, like, billion-dollar property and run wild with it. Because that's how you get ugly Sonic. That's how you get Halo on Paramount Plus. Like, that's how you get Dragon Ball Evolution. Like, original creators, whenever you have some schmuck in a billion-dollar Hollywood company try to buy your shit from you, only accept the deal if you're allowed to be, like, executive producer and if you have a reasonable level of creative control. There's a reason why Dragon Ball Evolution is hot, stinky dog duty, and why One Piece live action, for as divisive as it could be, based off its minute changes and visuals, but there's still a reason why it is, hands down, the best live action adaptation of a manga we have ever gotten.
Take it back. Ishihara wanted a far more down-to-earth story. Something like Stand By Me, his words. Which I think is just the most boring idea, and I'm glad they didn't do that either. What it seems like is, one, Hollywood nor Pokemon themselves were interested in a movie about the thing we all like Pokemon for.
Of course.
Two, the idea they ended up with was kind of a compromise that suited both. And the way they did that was by breaking out an old idea that Game Freak themselves had developed early in the franchise's history. The one where Pikachu wears a hat, and he solves mysteries.
I mean, there is literally 2 Detective Pikachu games. So it's not, and like the first Detective Pikachu game came out before the movie, and the second one came out after the movie. So it's not like it was a mystery concept or something that they didn't do.
Winter weather sure is coming down hard. Luckily,
yes, it is. It is very cold outside.
In those icy conditions. A tank. Hi, I'm dealership owner Billy.
Yeah, a tank would certainly do it.
Is your sedan not gonna cut it? Well, why not?
Yeah, I
stop
mean,
on by
you know, who needs a Mustang to get through the snow whenever you can just get yourself an M1A2 Abrams?
Vehicles to choose from. It's the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made. Available for free on PC, consoles, and even mobile devices. Of course,
I don't see Switch on there.
They got planes. They got tanks. They even got ships.
How not very War Thundery of you, Nintendo.
This is as immersive as it gets. No simple boxes with hit points here. Where you hit matters. If a part blows off, it'll react like it. You can even see where you hit it with X-Ray View. Join the worldwide sensation with over 95 million players in grand PvP battles. You can even play it on your phone now. And you know what? I got a special offer just for you. Use my link in the pinned comment or video description to sign up. New players and those who haven't played in 6 months will receive a massive bonus pack on PC or consoles that includes multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium account. Available for a limited time only. So why not stop on by at
only for a limited time only.
The South ain't built for this weather.
No, it is not. The movie.
Detective Pikachu the movie has the same plot as the game, but they differ in some key ways.
It's funny that he's only just now mentioning the game.
For one, Pikachu is Deadpool. In the game, Pikachu is your stereotypical noir detective.
Yeah.
He's gruff, hard-headed,
he's your very
and
Columbo.
Is really addicted to coffee.
It has the best aroma, as well as pleasant acidity, along with the bitterness and balanced body.
Okay, dude, nobody likes coffee that much. Calm down. He's Bob Hoskins in Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That deeper voice was so ingrained in the character that when this movie was first announced, everyone fan-casted Danny DeVito as the titular Detective Pikachu.
God, imagine that.
I'm a human being! I am an animal!
Then we got Ryan Reynolds.
Harry faked his own death. Or somebody else faked Harry's death. Or
this movie kind of lives or dies based on your opinion of Ryan Reynolds' whole shtick. Back in the 2010s, Deadpool was relatively fresh to the general audience. Ryan Reynolds kind of reinvented himself around that, and he didn't change. He
Not
is
at
the
all.
smart-ass funny guy your parents really like, or someone's parents really like. Who the hell is watching this?
I have no idea. Like,
Before
I never watched Free Guy. Like, every clip I've seen of it is just like, it's like, I don't know. It's like Ready Player One if it was like not trying hard. And that's saying a lot because Ready Player One is already stupid as hell.
K-pop Demon Hunters hit like an asteroid, you know what the most watched movie on Netflix was? Red Notice. Do you know anyone who has watched Red Notice?
Serious question though, you guys have any sunblock?
Now, if you couldn't really tell, I'm not.
I still need to watch K-pop
Ryan
Demon
Reynolds
Hunters.
fan.
I really need to watch it
Made
at
for
some
that
point.
Coworker who shows you a full YouTube video on his phone and expects you to laugh at every joke. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
That's an incredibly specific guy.
A whole lot of Rob Mac, but hey, what can you do? It makes sense from a money standpoint why they went with Ryan Reynolds for Pikachu.
Yeah.
We're forced to listen to this spa music so your head doesn't explode and kill us all.
Detective Pikachu was really a reintroduction for the general public to the Pokemon franchise. This was a creative decision meant for the broadest appeal imaginable.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's like, thank you for the follow, Godfrey1235. Welcome to the HQ. But yeah, like, I can totally understand them wanting to use someone recognizable like Ryan Reynolds for the voice of Pikachu, because he's a recognizable voice. Everybody knows Ryan Reynolds because it's like Deadpool was huge at the time, and Ryan Reynolds is just like that guy. So it makes a lot of sense. And thank you very much.
That would jumpstart the series, in theory. Now, with all that said, and me sounding like a pessimistic asshole, I think Ryan Reynolds works. Funnily enough, I think Pikachu is one of Ryan Reynolds' best roles ever. Granted, it's not a high bar. On rewatch, I was shocked just how much I still liked this snarky little guy.
Yeah, it's like...
I'll walk. I'm trying to get in 100,000 steps this hour.
There is a charm.
Yeah, honestly, having seen this movie a couple of times, I really do like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Like, he's very charming in the role, for as funny as that sounds.
Seeing this incredibly cute Pikachu model just saying the most utterly bizarre things.
I just invited someone to my apartment. I never do this. I'm not that kind of Pokemon.
I do not remember him saying that. Him and Tim Goodman's whole back and forth carries the movie. Pikachu being a sarcastic asshole, and Tim being the anchor. More like Tim Straight Man. I like Tim. Tim Goodman is just downright depressed.
If you were anything like your dad.
I'm not.
This is a
God damn. That immediate, I'm not.
Guy that lost his last parent, even one he wasn't that attached to since he never really had a relationship with his dad. He wanted to be a Pokemon trainer, but then his mom died of fucking cancer. Oh my god. At the start, he...
Not gonna lie, I forgot about that plotline. I honest to God forgot about that plotline.
just wants to settle his dad's will and get out of there. But maybe, with his new friend Pikachu, he can learn that even though his life kind of sucked, Pokemon... There's a little bit of heart to Detective Pikachu. The main duo works. I like him.
Are you gonna make me into a lampshade? Oh, I might.
Turns
out
you
very
can have
charming
a Pokemon
duo
movie with just characters doing their thing and not that much fighting. The characters are kind of compelling. The mystery is not. His dad is Pikachu. Spoilers. Is that even a spoiler? Is that meant to be a revelation? In both the game and the movie, Tim is trying to find his missing dad, and just so happens to team up with a Pikachu that sounds exactly like his father. Oh man, where'd my dad go? I don't know, maybe he's now the fat yellow rat. Like,
god damn. Like, that it really is funny how little they actually try to hide that twist.
At the end of this movie, Tim's dad gets his body back, and he was just Ryan Reynolds the entire time. His voice didn't even change or anything. How did Tim never make that connection?
That's just lazy writing.
Oh man, what a real caper.
Thank you, Deadpool.
He can talk to a Pikachu that nobody else can understand, that used to belong to his dad, that sounds exactly like his dad, and he just doesn't work through it.
Is it maybe just because of the fact that he just hadn't seen his dad in so long, he just straight up forgot what his voice sounds like? Because as messed up as that is, it happens. Like, if you aren't around somebody for long enough, eventually you just start to forget what their voice sounds like. And it's this kind of, it's as heartbreaking as a sensation it is, it happens, it's real. Like, Like, when I was younger, I was back in my teen years and into my early adulthood, I was dating somebody for almost 10 years. And to this day, like today, I honestly could not tell you what her voice sounds like. Like, I have like vague like echoes in the back of my mind and like recollections, but I cannot tell you what her voice sounds like today. 'Cause I don't know how much it's changed or what. But like, it's just one of those things where it's like you just forget someone's voice after not being in their life for so long.
Connect the dots, man. Oh my god. I don't know, film theory. Maybe Pikachu just sounds different in his head. Like only we, the audience, can hear the real Ryan Reynolds and he hears something else. Who knows?
Maybe.
That's the only explanation I have for this. Maybe it's a don't think about it sort of thing. Like
Yeah,
the Pope-mobile in Cars 2.
Yeah, just
Imagine
don't think
if they
about
gave
it.
him the Ryan Reynolds voice, and then at the very end, it turned out his dad was Danny DeVito the whole time. That would have rocked. I should have wrote this movie.
Case closed, but still open until I solve it.
The dynamic between these two is the core of the movie, and arguably, it's the best part. Everything else is, something.
I walk away.
Oh my god, I forgot about the Ditto that transforms into the woman. I forgot about that. I cannot tell you how many unsettling doors that opens. Like, I'm just saying, because of the fact that that Ditto spent a good majority of the movie as just like a woman with sunglasses on. Also, one thing I really hate is the fact that like these days they always just make like a Ditto character in like the anime or show or anything, and it just makes it very obvious that it's a Ditto because it's like, oh, it has the beady eyes and the wide mouth, but it's like they do realize that that was only a thing for one Ditto in the anime. Because, like, that episode that had, like, the shitty Ditto in it, because it's like, it was one Ditto out of an entire troop of Dittos that couldn't transform right, and still had Ditto face whenever it transformed, when all the other Ditto was able to transform just fine. So it's like, why do all Dittos now just have Ditto face when it used to be just a quirk of a single Ditto in the anime that couldn't transform right? I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, as I was saying, there's a non-zero chance that somebody fucked that Ditto.
And I talk the talk, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get the honest scoop, and that's the hard truth.
Okay, I've stalled enough. Time to talk about the Mamoswine in the room. How about them character designs? This will be Pokemon in 2013. Growing up in the early 2010s, there was this deviant art that interpreted Pokemon in realistic ways, giving all these anime cartoon features some flesh and bone. What if Pokemon were real? How would that look? Most of the time horrifying. That exact guy, RJ Palmer, ended up as the core creature designer on Detective Pikachu.
Wow.
The similarity.
Talk about this, talk about just dressing for the job you want, not the job you have. Holy shit.
These are not a coincidence. So when trying to translate Pokemon into the real world, there are so many hurdles that have to be jumped.
Yeah.
Like, is having a live-action Pokemon movie even a good idea? Well, they're doing it, so might as well
I think it's
try.
a good idea.
You could, I guess, go the Roger Rabbit, or more recently, Tom and Jerry route, and have just straight-up cartoon characters in the real world.
Nobody mentions Looney Tunes back in action.
They literally never change. Just import
Yeah,
those. And
they never
pretend
change
it's a
the
stylistic
models.
choice.
They never change
I don't
them.
know. As interesting as that probably would be, that would never work for the general audience.
Yeah,
Gen Xers
not
and
at all.
boomers would never suspend their disbelief. They would wonder why these creatures look like this the entire time.
Yeah, like, why
It was
do
really
they look
best
like
to
a
just have
PS3
real
character?
Physical creatures in this live-action world, which means that somehow these designs have to now be translated into physical features, which is how we got RJ Palmer.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that difficult. I mean, you just take the creature, what it's based off of, look at like the things that they're based on, and just kind of just do some creative texture work. It's not that difficult to do, honestly.
Taste is truly subjective, but I think a lot of the designs were translated pretty well.
Extra shot, black as night, thank you, sweetie.
Some absolutely weren't, like, oh my god, why does Gengar look like that? But for the most part, I get what they were trying to do. The designs are intentionally monstrous. These are pocket monsters, after all.
Yeah.
So there's just something unavoidably uncanny about seeing these
God,
guys
the
in real life.
Greninjas.
Lickitung would be the most hated creature on Earth if it truly existed.
Ew.
Every single one would be put on a registry.
Oh,
Mr. Mime is
God.
somehow both uglier and more appealing than he is in the anime.
You're pouring gasoline on
I think it's because he's actually
I forgot
in
about
the
that
movie,
scene.
and he's not just a short man that says his name. Mewtwo looks freaky.
Yeah.
But also, that's the point. Good job. There's this novelty to seeing Pokemon in a real physical space. Gyarados is a giant fish, in a way, so it has a bit of that fish slime.
Yeah, like, really, like I love that, like, the attention to detail to the texture work they have on them to capture what they're supposed to be. Like, the big fish, he looks a little fish scaly. It looks a little wet and slimy. Arcanine, he's a big fucking dog. He's just got dog fur.
Arcanine just looks majestic with all that fur. Greninjas are incredibly froggish, like their hands are sticky. Golurk is a Pokemon I rarely care about, but something about it here and just this one shot.
Not gonna lie, I forgot that Golurk was in this movie, and it looks sick as hell.
Is so crazy to me. In the anime, Bulbasaur is very headstrong, and while that's cute in itself, it was never really my favorite as a kid. That was always Squirtle. But in this movie, I just love them. For
Look
the
at the
first
little
time
guys.
you realize, oh yeah, Bulbasaur is a baby.
Yeah.
Look at them waddle, it's adorable. But the most
little
adorable
wobble.
character in the entire movie is Pikachu himself.
Oh, yeah.
Which, yeah, duh, the movie wouldn't work if Pikachu wasn't programmed in a lab to be as cute as possible.
But
What's
the cutest
great about
little
this
lab-grown
design
creature.
is how for the first time in years, Pikachu is actually fat again. I hate skinny Pikachu. Somehow he just keeps getting skinnier too. Stop it. What made Pikachu
Get that
become
boy
such
off
an
the
international
Ozempic.
icon in the first place is that it's just a fat yellow rat. Look at that thing.
He is one of my people. He is one of my people.
Don't you just want to purchase it in plush form?
I
Luckily,
had
the
one
movie
of those
knew
old
how weird
plushies.
skinny Pikachu would have looked, so we got that fat mouse again, and he
Hell
looks
yeah.
great. I like how Charizard looks too. Very intimidating. Every step he takes has weight. It even has a scar.
Ooh.
Wait a second. In the world of this movie, Pokemon can have scars?
Well, that Pikachu Thunderbolt almost wrecked my pride Charizard.
Scar's still fresh.
Okay, so this Charizard got shocked in the past, at least a couple of weeks before this scene, and it still has the scar to prove it. That is not how Pokemon damage works, at least in the games are.
Well, I mean, you also have to remember from the context of this movie, I don't think they have Pokemon centers in this city. At least I don't think they do. Because, like, the whole point of this city is that, like, these Pokemon aren't, like, trainer Pokemon. They're not kept in Pokeballs. Or at least they're not supposed to be kept in Pokeballs. It's supposed to be, like, a city where Pokemon and people live in, like, cooperative harmony together. Rather than being, rather than a trainer-master, like a trainer Pokemon relationship, it's supposed to be more of just like a cooperative side-by-side relationship. So it makes sense that he never took the Charizard to a Pokemon Center because there's probably no Pokemon Centers there because they don't have any trainers or trainer-contained Pokemon there. So he didn't get healed up in a Pokemon Center, clearly. So he just had to mend it like on his own.
Anime. The manga's a different story.
Oh yeah, don't even get me started on the manga.
Movie,
Holy shit.
This Charizard got physically and permanently hurt. Which brings up one revelation. In this Detective Pikachu world, Pokemon attacks have consequences.
Yeah.
Is that why Pokemon fighting is banned in Rhyme City? Is it actually, like, a bad thing? Oh my god. We really don't know much about this.
I forgot about the fucking CPR and, like, the chest compressions on Pikachu in that episode.
Specific world of Pokemon outside of the city. We see Tim's small hometown of Morrilton, but other than that, who's to say what's going on out there? All we know about is the lore of Rhyme City, a city apparently founded by a single guy, Howard Clifford, a man who is, I might say, still alive. Somehow the city grew to the size of New York within a human lifetime. Okay, Dubai. Rhyme City has something that makes it special, though, and it's not enslaving laborers from Bangladesh. Apparently, Rhyme City is the only place on Earth where humans and Pokemon coexist, which is kind of weird to think about, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I mean, oh yeah, he was just about to bring it up. He was just about to bring up Lumiose, but yeah, it's weird.
In the games and anime, this isn't special. Coexistence is just the norm. There's a Chansey in the Pokemon Center. I don't know, maybe this is a Lumiose City situation where there's wild Pokemon just everywhere. But even then, that city had specific zones for wild Pokemon. Here, wild Pokemon are just in the streets. Really, you could say Rhyme City's biggest selling point is that it has an animal control problem. Come to New York City, where humans and rats coexist in peace.
Look at that big fella. Look at that big old fella. He got that pizza. Give that rat his pizza. Giving him a pizza, man.
Because this movie's job was reintroducing Pokemon to your Aunt Susan, it tried its best at the start to sneak in some exposition about what Pokemon even are. Tim watches this introduction to Rhyme City video, which just lore dumps information that, in his world, should just be common knowledge.
And training to use their unique powers for the common good.
Why are they showing a trainer, like a guy in like a cave drawing, catching a Pokemon with a ball? Like, huh?
Like, since the beginning of time, there have been these things called Pokemon, and we battle them. Imagine going into Chicago, and you're given a lore dump about how thousands of years ago, we domesticated these creatures called cows, and then one burned down the city. Anyway, Davy Jones built this whole city in a couple decades and decided to outlaw all Pokemon battles. Why are Pokemon battling, I guess, banned? This implies that they are a bad thing. Something kind of antithetical to the entire mantra of the Pokemon franchise.
It is kind of funny to think about, because it's like, when you really get down to it, Pokemon battling and Pokemon battling and the Pokemon League in general is kind of like the central thing of the entire Pokemon world economy. Like, everybody settles disputes in Pokemon battles. And the Pokemon League is like the #1 sporting event. Like, it's used as like sporting event. Like, I mean, hell, in Galar, it's literally like the World Cup. So it's like, it's the biggest economic powerhouse on the planet, and you're just gonna outlaw it. That sounds like it's because you want control to me. Also, thank you, Armpit Lickers, for the follow. Welcome to the HQ. I can't raise my arms, but I don't know. You do what you do. Oh, that totally derailed me. Let's just jump right back on this.
Like, oh yeah, Pokemon enjoy it. They don't even feel it that much. I don't know, I think that guy felt it.
Oh,
can Pokemon
yeah, that
even
Charizard
like
probably
they do
felt
in the
it.
Games? Is there a super potion Tim could have used when Pikachu got hit by that small-ass rock? Or would a Geodude have caved in his little chest? I know I sound insane.
I forgot it was
just
like
it's
a
just because
bonk.
it made the story interesting. But oh my, the implications here. We never see a Pokemon actually get knocked out in the entire movie, so we never find out what actually losing a battle looks like. All we know is that battling is banned, and you might not want to lose. Is this set in the world of Pokemon Apocalypse?
I mean, it's more likely, like I said earlier, just the fact that since Pokemon battles are banned in the city, they don't have Pokemon centers to heal up Pokemon. And probably don't sell potions either, because they don't expect you to be battling.
It just might be. So yeah, Rhyme City is the center of our movie. The plot is essentially our two leads, one new to the city, one not, trying to find a missing person, and uncovering a deeper plot where many of the city's residents are going insane due to a mysterious purple substance.
Oh yeah,
by the
they're
end,
just drugging him out.
The real villain is actually the guy you thought was good the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is just Zootopia. Yeah, Detective Pikachu
It really is
and
just Zootopia.
have the exact same premise.
Yeah.
A special city where everyone coexists gets threatened by this poison that makes creatures go insane, and it's up to our two detectives to stop it. It's not like one copied the other either. Even though the game officially came out in 2018, the first couple missions were released exclusively in Japan in 2016. One of which featured a Pokemon going on a rampage from a mysterious substance. So the seeds for this plot were planted a month before Zootopia even released. Which brings up the question, where is Shakira in Detective Pikachu?
I'm sure if they do Who Detective Pikachu 2, they'll just have Shakira voice like a performing Lopunny or something. God, you know what I want though? Never gonna happen, but this is my pie in the sky dream. I want a Pokemon mystery dungeon movie. Like, just take the story of like Explorers of Sky, of like the Explorers games, and make it a movie. Speaking of which, I need to play Explorers of Sky sometime. I've only actually played Pokemon Explorers of Time, because I know they released it like Time and Darkness, and then they released Sky as like the super version of it, like their Emerald or Platinum and stuff like that. I really have to play Explorers of Sky sometime. Maybe I'll play it on stream. Who knows? I'll have to figure out how to set up Game Boy Advance for my screen, but I'll figure something out.
Can you tell me that, Kojima? While there is no pop star sensation in our Pokemon world, there is Bill Nighy. Detective Pikachu and Zootopia share a lot in common. And it wouldn't be like Zootopia without a twist villain that came out of nowhere. Turns out the nice old man, the founder of the city, was actually the bad guy the entire time. He wanted to meld his brain with Mewtwo. And not only that, he wants to turn everyone into Pokemon. Which brings up the question, why? Why would you want to do that? He says it's to have everyone reach their evolutionary potential.
Pokemon can evolve into better versions of themselves.
Not all of them.
So can you.
Which, like,
not all
sure,
of them though.
Getting turned into Mewtwo, I get it. But most people are not getting turned into Mewtwo.
Yeah, it's like, you get turned into Mewtwo, somebody else gets turned into a Snubble. What kind of evolutionary equality is that, dog?
They're getting turned into Psyduck. What benefit is it to you, Bill Nighy, if Ken Watanabe gets turned into a Snubble? Just become Mewtwo, dude. Who cares? You're rich. Imagine if Jeff Bezos transferred his mind into a horrifying homunculus that used spice to navigate through space and time. Amazon stock wouldn't even dip. Pokemon is the biggest franchise in the world, and yet this movie didn't even get a sequel.
Yeah.
That's odd, right? Like, I'm not saying it deserved
not really.
a sequel.
I mean, it told its story. I mean, and it told its story, and it spoiled the events of Detective Pikachu 2 already, because Detective Pikachu ended on a cliffhanger halfway through the story. So I don't see the need for a sequel.
There wasn't anything here that made me crave another. I'm just more perplexed than anything. The way Hollywood has worked for the last 20 years has trained me to expect some inevitable sequel when a movie like this comes out.
Oh god,
maybe
the
not
Alvin
even a sequel, just
Chipmunk
another
movies.
live-action movie. I figured they were going to start pumping these things out, yet they never did. It's not a bad thing, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu didn't flop. It didn't have that many bad reviews. The only thing we know is that the movie didn't perform to expectations. It grossed $433 million with a budget of $150.
Like, the fact that, like, it more than 2x'd its whole budget. I assume that budget includes all of production and marketing. I don't know what the marketing budget was, or if it was wrapped into the primary budget. I don't know. But the fact that it got more than double its budget back, how could they not consider that a success? Because they still made like $273 million. So it's like, how could that not be a success to you?
So it made its money back, but just not
and then some.
Avatar money back.
Oh yeah, it was never going to make that.
It was the second highest grossing video game movie ever at the time.
Yeah, at the time.
It was the second highest grossing video game movie ever at the time.
And then, of course, you have Sonic 3, Minecraft, and the Super Mario Brothers movie.
time. In my opinion, that's not too bad for a movie based on a spin-off game that came out the year prior. But for the Pokemon Company and Nintendo, that was not good enough.
Well,
which
Nintendo doesn't know how to do a movie.
Infuriating. Like, what were you guys expecting? Detective Pikachu didn't meet expectations. For one, because it was released only 2 weeks after Avengers Endgame.
Yeah. I don't know what they were thinking for that. Also, yeah, the Sonic movie trilogy, absolutely goated. 100%. I love those movies, and I cannot wait to see Sonic 4 in theaters day one. I have already have my plans for that day.
Why did you do that? And two,
yeah, why?
Even if people did care about Pokemon, they might not care about this version of Pokemon. It's kind of ironic. Detective Pikachu was created as the most marketable version of the series, telling a story that didn't revolve around Pokemon battles. But that's what people care about. Maybe that fabled Red and Blue movie would have done gangbusters. Maybe that Bayformers version would have worked. For another series, this would have greenlit a sequel, and maybe even another. But when you're the biggest franchise in the world, $400 million is just not enough for a potential brand risk.
It's that stuff that I put up my nose. Not like that.
You see, I also have another theory. I can't really back it up with, like, a lot of evidence. This is more just vibes. But stick with me. Brands only take risks when they are in a slump.
Yeah,
Movies
pretty
take
much.
a while to develop. And Detective Pikachu, as a movie, clearly had multiple years in the cooker. The movie was announced in July 2016, which means that it was being planned even earlier. It was something the company was clearly excited about.
Yeah, they were definitely pumping out all kinds of stuff for Detective Pikachu, which kind of makes you wonder why it was just a flash in the pan like that.
A new step for the franchise, trying to get people back into it who had been away since they were kids. And that's just kind of funny, because something else happened in summer of 2016 as well. Kind of made all of that irrelevant.
Pokemon Go!
Pokemon Go was a phenomenon. It was really...
I still play Pokemon Go. I'm pretty sure I have my friend code posted in... My friend code is posted, I think, in one of my in one of the channels of my Discord server, which you can join by just doing this helpful little chat command like that, and you get a Discord link. But yeah, so I have my friend code for Pokemon Go posted somewhere in there, and if not, I'll probably post it after the stream. So yeah.
Pokemania 2.0, this time with adults. When I was in college, the entire campus was obsessed with catching Pokemon for weeks. It was something else. The closest we ever got to world peace.
Oh, absolutely. I remember where I live, it's a very large populated area. I remember walking down and playing, walking downtown and playing Pokemon Go with a couple of friends of mine. Like, I had a backpack on. I had an external battery charger that my phone was plugged into as I walked. And, like, he had, like, a backpack on with, like, a cooler in it with water bottles. It was packed. We had people on the streets selling, like, knockoff Pokemon Go merch. I bought, like, a Team Mystic badge and put it on my hat. It was, like, there was all kinds of Pokemania going on. It was so fun. It was such a fun time to be alive.
While Pokemon Go was a success, for mainline games at the time, sales were down. Even though the Pokemon series did have some greats on DS and 3DS, the series wasn't as big as it had been. I mean, while they were developing the Detective Pikachu movie, the latest games were stuff like Ultra Sun and Moon, Black and White 2. I could imagine Pokemon was very scared of the future.
Well, that's just them doing their typical thing of releasing, like, additional versions of the games like that. Because at that point, the Sun and Moon games were the last games to be released on 3DS, because the Switch 2 came out, and then they did fucking Sword and Shield, and that was the highest selling Pokemon game of all time. And that was at the time. And then they did Scarlet and Violet, which then also became the highest selling Pokemon game.
Then the Switch came out. The Switch was very popular. and whatever mainline Pokemon game came out on it was gonna be popular too.
Yeah.
And man, were they. By
27
the time the movie
million
actually came out in
units.
2019, all of the concerns Pokemon really had been solved. You didn't really need a movie to get those millennials back into Pokemon when they were doing this. So
Yeah,
when the
pretty
movie
much.
did come out and it didn't perform the best, they just called it quits. Any new movie is simply a risk to the
I'll
brand.
be right back.
And secondly, get me
I gotta take a quick BRB real
Detective
quick.
Pikachu.
Got it.
It's line up sideways from here on. Touch the checkpoint and restart from that spot when you lose a life. Each checkpoint increases the leader's life.
Sorry about that. I just needed to go check something real quick.
As a movie was created in part out of fear for the future. So will we ever get another live-action movie? Probably,
Unfortunate.
yeah. Nothing
Maybe.
is stable forever.
Who knows?
It's not like the Pokemon brand is in the best spot right now. While the Switch did have its heyday, who's to say what the future brings? Maybe Pokemon will look at what's happening with Mario and other video game properties, want to give it another shot. Crisis
They oughta.
breeds creativity, for the most part.
Well, now you see, my feelings about that, Halo Anniversary, like Combat Evolved Anniversary was fun. I didn't really like how overly designed it was. But yeah. But Campaign Evolved, I understand because it is a new step for new players because, for starters, it's releasing on PlayStation. So it is going to be, you know, its own big thing that happens because it's the first time that Halo is multi-platform. And hell, who for all we know, they might decide to release it on Switch 2 at some point in the future as well, which is a very, very real possibility because the Switch 2 does support UE5. Which brings me to my next point, the fact that it is the first game to be made integrating Unreal Engine 5 into the proprietary Blam engine in order to enhance the visual fidelity of the game. So, I see this less as them being uncreative and more of just completely, like, trying something new out and using an old classic and re-releasing it for a anniversary to kind of just get a feel for this new technology for the next game, which is kind of what, I mean, if you really want to get down to it, is kind of what Resident Evil is doing by releasing new games and remakes. Because, like, they did Resident Evil 7, and then they did the RE2 remake, and then they did RE8, and RE3 remake, and RE4 remake, and now they're doing RE9. So, you know, it's just kind of like using a golden oldie to kind of, like, work on new technology.
So hey, you know, Pokemon, if you're watching this, here's a little tip. If you're gonna have another live-action movie, maybe have more than like 30 Pokemon. Oh my god. I get there was a budget on this thing, but
that was
did they
a
have
lot
to
of
reuse the
Sneasels.
same dozen or so models to populate the entire world? What was up with that? I haven't seen so many Sneasels in my life.
What are you doing? I can't do it when people are watching.
Once again, special thanks to War Thunder for sponsoring this video.
Get the big shooty
go
bang
out
tanks.
and fly a tank, or plane, or a ship.
Fly a
go
tank.
do it now. If
Fly
you
a
don't,
tank like San
you can use the
Andreas.
X-ray vision to look into your house.
Okay, okay. I don't need that. What's this at the end? I saw something. Is it just Reggie sounds? Woo, so that is Pokemon Detective Pikachu. All in all, I really like the movie. And I understand that why it hasn't gotten a sequel, because I guess it didn't make a gajillion dollars like they wanted to, so they thought, maybe not. But maybe now we'll get more cinematic Pokemon stuff. Now with the new big boom of Hollywood productions with video game stuff, like they do with The Witcher, like they do with Fallout, with Sonic getting its 4th movie next year, with Super Mario Bros. Movie, stuff like that. Who knows? Maybe. It'd be nice. Getting a Pokemon story that's a bit more Pokemon instead of just spin-off stuff. Who knows? But yeah, let me know what you think about Pokemon Detective Pikachu down in the comments below. Do you think it's a good movie? What's your favorite part? Better yet, who's your favorite Pokemon? And what and why? Me? My favorite Pokemon? It's Gardevoir. I just like Gardevoir. Gardevoir carried my team in Pokemon Ruby, and I just like Gardevoir. So yeah, what's your favorite Pokemon? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and ding that bell so you know when I upload, and it helps me out in the algorithm. So as always, I will see you next time at the HQ. Bye-bye.